Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're looking to absolutely crush the IELTS exam, you've come to the right place. Today, we're breaking down the exact blueprint you need for a high score. So let's just dive right in. All right, let's get real. You're aiming for that big score, right? That coveted band 7, maybe even higher. And look, I know it can feel like a huge mountain to climb, but I promise you, it's totally achievable. You just need the right game plan. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Okay, so first things first, you gotta understand what the IELTS exam really is. It's not just about how good your English is. Think of it more like a sport. It's a test of strategy, timing, and smart training across 4 different events: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Getting that high score, it's all about how you perform on game day, under pressure. And this blueprint, well, this is your training manual. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. We're gonna break down your training week skill by skill. This is the heart of the plan, your weekly blueprint for success. First up, listening. The key here is to be an active listener, not just, letting the sound wash over you. Doing a full test every other day is great for building that mental stamina, but the real game changer? It's step 2, predicting the answers. Seriously, before you even hear a single word, look at those questions. What's missing? Is it a name, a number, a place? Doing this gets your brain ready to snatch that information right out of the air. And please, don't just finish the test and forget about it. That last step, replaying it with a transcript, that's pure gold. That's where you'll find all the new vocabulary and really nail the pronunciation. Okay, let's talk reading. This section is a flat-out race against the clock. You cannot, I repeat, cannot afford to read every single word. It's just not possible. So your 2 best friends here are skimming and scanning. Skimming gives you the gist, the big picture. Scanning helps you hunt for specific details. And training in those 20-minute sprints, that's how you build up that focus and speed. But here's the golden rule. Read the questions first. Highlight those keywords. It completely changes your approach. You stop being a passive reader and become a detective, actively searching the text for specific clues. It's a total mindset shift. All right, on to writing. Now this one is tricky because it's actually 2 completely different challenges rolled into one. You almost have to switch brains between task 1 and task 2. For task 1, you're putting on your data analyst hat. You're looking at a graph, a chart, or a diagram, and you're just describing the facts, the key trends, the important numbers. No opinions, just the data. But then, for task 2, you flip a switch. Now you're a debater, an essayist. It's all about building a solid, persuasive argument with a clear beginning, middle, and end. Totally different skills, right? So what's the secret to scoring high in writing? It's simple. Quality over quantity. Every time. Yeah, you have to write enough words, but a short, sharp, well-organized essay will be a long, messy one any day of the week. And those linking words, things like however, therefore, and contrast, they're like the signposts that guide your reader through your logic. Just use them naturally. Don't force them in. Remember, for the examiner, a clear structure is everything. Okay, speaking, your new best friend for this section is your smartphone. I'm serious. Record yourself answering questions every single day. It's going to feel weird at first, trust me, but it is the absolute fastest way to hear what you actually sound like and catch your own mistakes. The main goal here is fluency. Just keep talking. Don't get hung up on a little grammar slip-up. The examiner wants to see that you can keep the conversation going. And a huge tip, never just say yes or no. That's a dead end. Always, always expand on your answer. Give a reason, give an example, show them what you can do. So we've covered the what for each week. We know the skills we need to train. But now for the big question. How do you actually fit all of this into your daily life? Let's talk about building a routine that you can actually stick with. Here's a sample of what a balanced day could look like. And the magic words here are balance and consistency. You see how it's broken up? A little bit in the morning, a bit in the afternoon, and then a more focused session in the evening. This is so much better than trying to cram for 4 hours straight. It keeps you from burning out and makes sure you're hitting every skill regularly. You can totally move these blocks around to fit your own life, but the idea is the same. Little and often beats long and rare every single time. All right, we've made it through the week. Now it's time for the weekend. And this is where the magic happens. This is your weekend game plan, where all that hard work comes together. In your entire weekend routine, there is one number that matters more than any other, and that number is 1. 1, as in one full, timed, no interruptions mock test. So why is this one test so important? Because it's not just practice. Think of it as a checkup with the doctor. It's a diagnostic tool. It tells you exactly what's working and what's not. It pinpoints where you're losing points, where you're struggling with time. It puts you under that real exam pressure. And the results? They become your roadmap for the next week. Reading score a bit low? Okay, we focus on reading strategies. Ran out of time on the writing? Guess what we're practicing next week? This is what we mean by studying smart, not just hard. And really, that just sums up everything we've been talking about, doesn't it? Success on the IELTS isn't just about knowing English. You could be a fantastic speaker, but if you don't have the strategy for the test, you won't get the score you're capable of. It's that perfect mix: your language skills, smart timing, and a really focused practice plan. So there it is. The blueprint is all here. A complete step-by-step action plan to get you to that high score. The path is clear. It's laid out right in front of you. So the only real question left to ask is, when are you going to start?